This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Whispers Racing Podcast. Finals day at Flemington. As always, I'm joined by Matty. How are you, Matty?
We already playing finals, are we, Worm?
Yeah, if you're a Carlton supporter, you'd be hoping it's finals time.
Oh, God. Finals time at the HQ. Finals time in a few weeks' time. Oof, it's a good time of year. How are you, Worm?
Yep, good, mate. Good. Yep, I'm still recovering from Saturday's sickness of beats that I've had, and yeah, we might as well get stuck into last week and get over this hump that I've been living with for the last 3 or 4 days. Could have been
you
a
went
fill
across
up.
to Adelaide. You went across to Adelaide. What happened?
Yeah, let's kick off with the crap first. Yep, no drama. $2 into $1.70 and got nutted on the line. So we didn't start too well, but then the multi thought, no, we'll get the next 3 legs.
Well, there's nothing surer than going down in the first league and then getting the next 3.
Yeah. Geelong easily over Richmond. And then Matty just pulled out an absolute all-time you did, mate.
Oh, Sartorial was very handy. I think we had it for the place, and well, could have had it for the win. Would have made it worse probably. So glad we just had it for the place. And Inundation, wow, that's a impressive racehorse. So we found a couple at Sartorial's at decent odds, and Inundation actually drifted a little bit. I think they came for Starry Legend and Squid Game.
Yeah, mate, they did, and you absolutely you've had the almanac in your pocket. You haven't shared it with me. It was a 3-vote day by you. It was bloody good to watch.
Mate, very nice. I'd torn up the Sartorial's ticket at the corner. I thought I had no chance, and the seas parted. The seas parted, and it went bang.
Yeah, it was. I can't believe the price when we both aligned on it, and you sent it out, and I'm like, how can this be $12? Well, firmed into 10, so might have been the podcast money.
Good to see there's a few listeners.
Yep. Well, we might as well finish on the negative. The pineapple last week, Chief El Tony. Don't know what you can say then. It should have won. I've never seen a horse held up like that wide in lanes 6 and 7 and still couldn't get it done. I think the lesson learnt is you can't have those sort of jockeys on it to expect a good ride.
It's something that we've discussed before, but it's tough around the time of year. But that was extremely unlucky. But that is racing, and we will move on, and we will find a new pineapple this week, Worm.
That's it, and it will not be with one of those jockeys ever again.
It won't be this week.
No, definitely won't be this week. I've learnt my lesson and been burnt badly. But you have those days, and we move on.
That's it.
Buying shares in. You want to buy any shares?
Oh, it's a pretty obvious one for me this week, Worm. Inundation. Now, look, there is talk that's going to run in a few weeks' time, and we spoke about it as well. I wouldn't be surprised if it does try and get its ratings up. But interestingly enough, it's been nominated for 2 races. Any idea of what those 2 are?
The Golden Gumboot at Moonee Valley.
You're close, mate.
Race.
You are close. The Golden Eagle and the Everest. So that will be going in the Black Book. It'll probably be coming back out in springtime.
Yeah, it's an interesting discussion. Probably another episode in the coming days. That will horses look to go to the Everest, or will they just sit back and go, well, if we're not going to run top 3, there's no point going, and they'll aim at the Manicatos and the smaller races where the prize money is exactly the same and you probably don't kill your horse.
Yeah, well, selfish reasons being in Melbourne, I wouldn't mind if a horse like that was running around in the Manikato.
Yeah, same here. I wouldn't mind seeing it over 1,200 just to make sure we know we're on a good horse, but it was bloody good and put it in your black bookers.
Done. Yourself, Worm?
No, I'm not putting anything in just because this is finals day. So these sort of horses will either have a break now and try and pinch one early spring, or they're just going to be crap horses moving forward until the Sir John Monash, which is a couple of weeks away. Cashing out on anything, mate?
No, mate, we'll keep the portfolio as is. I think it's building quite nicely. And as we mentioned, a lot of these will be running around in the spring. I wouldn't expect to see them across the next probably 4 weeks.
Yeah, nice. My cash out is, and if you follow me on social media, it's no surprise. Punters.com and racenet.com. I'm cashing out on both of them. They're gutter journalism during the week. It just makes me sick on the Ben Melham, Jamie Carr relationship reporting. Do we really want to know about it? Does it really have to be headlines for $4 to subscribe to that crap? To have a headline, rumors about the Group 1 winning pair have been going around for months. Like, seriously? Clearly, they don't have any respect for these people, let alone their ex-partners. What about Clayton Douglas? We don't even know what happened between those two, so let's give them the respect and leave them alone. I hope everyone involved in that article bans these two companies and refuses to talk to them in the future over the Spring Carnival of their gutter journalism. Didn't think our industry would go down that path, but clearly punters.com and RaceNet, you've proved me wrong, so you can go and get stuffed. It's disgusting what I was reading. That is my rant.
Well, mate, I learn something new every time we record this podcast. Fill us in. I haven't kept up to date with the social scenes of the jockeys.
No, they're obviously it dates back to the Airbnb. Now, not suggesting it started there, but put 2 and 2 together. Now they're all overseas, a few of them, and they're enjoying the summer over there and enjoying the time off. And yeah, they've Ben Melham and Jamie Carr have met up and had a photo together.
On holidays. So
Yep.
They're on holidays having a good time, and there's a couple of snaps.
There's a snap of them just having a photo together, and punters.com and RaceNet ran the headline. The rumor about the Group 1 pair have been going around for months. And
All I can say is I'm looking forward to both of them getting back and jumping on a few horses, so we can jump in on the good horses, so we know what to expect.
Yeah, mate, I don't know. I just didn't think we'd stoop to that. We'd just let it go and let it hit the keeper's gloves for a dot ball, but we didn't. We've gone down that path, and I'm just worried what the future holds for the industry with that sort of crap that's happening.
We are at headquarters for finals day, so we'll get back onto a decent race day.
It is. Rail True, currently soft 6 on a Thursday night. Could easily see it be a soft 5. Rail in the True, so every horse should get their chance and win from anywhere. Every horse gets their chance, which I'd like to see. Trial trackers, I got nothing this week. Nothing stood out to me to report, so we'll let that go for this week, and we will report back next week. This week we're going to review race 6, 7, and 8, and a few around the ground. So I'll kick things here with the race 6, 2600 Banjo Patterson final. The odds, we got number 1, Maserati Bay, $4.60. Number 6, Mo Bahar, $5. Number 4, Saracen Knight, $7. 2, Don't Doubt Dory, $8. 5, Pesto, $8. 9, Horrifying, $9. 10, Mimi's Award, $9. And $11 plus the rest. I'm happy to be with number 1 here. Maserati Bay should roll forward like it its other wins this prep. And it should be really hard to hold out. Last start, it says it won by 1.75, but it could have easily won by 3. It was a real dominant win. Yes, number 5, Pesto, has a 2.5 kilo swing, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Jai McNeil jumps off Pesto. And it was okay last start, but Maserati Bay just looked really, really good. That's good enough for me to be on, and I feel the 440 is really good odds. It could start with a 2 in front of it, but yeah, take the 440 because I can see this firming. Number 5, Pesto, I just feel it's had enough now. It's been a long prep. Last start wasn't one of the best rides, but it had every chance in the end, and I feel the race was yuck with the bunch finish. Number 9, Horrifying, was a nice win last start, but I don't think it gets that sort of ride again. And Tempo, Billy Egan on now, and I feel it might take the sit. So if it takes the sit, it won't be good enough to win, but happy to be with number 1, Maserati Bay. Matty.
Well, a lot of these horses a couple of weeks ago we previewed. I was on Pesto.
Yeah.
It's disappointing. It was wide, didn't make a whole lot of ground, and probably tried to make ground a little too late. And Sakarian Knight ended up winning that in front of Don't Doubt Dory. Thoughts on Sakarian Knight in this?
Yep, it comes out of that Pesto race that you mentioned. I just don't like the bunch finish.
Yep.
Yeah, just 200 to go. Any horse could have won it. Pesto, I just think it was the ride wasn't as good. I thought he could have been better. We knew it was going to be a soft tempo. We outlined that, but obviously Jai McNeil didn't think it was going to be, or he thought he was just on the best horse and was going to go past him. And with 75 to go, he still looked like he was going to win, but he didn't. Yeah, I just can't have that sort of form. He's been up a while. Saracen Knight, yeah, he's all right. By a good trainer, good staying trainer, but barrier 11, he's probably going to have to be back near last. I just think Maserati Bay dictates.
I think it's absolutely key. One of the changes being the jockey, Jai McNeil, was on Pesto the last 2 starts.
Yep.
Jamie Carr was actually on Maserati Bay the last start.
Yep.
So really interesting to see jump off Pesto onto Maserati Bay. I think that's the key signal for the leading jockey within the race.
Yeah, especially when he's already basically won the jockey premiership because no one can catch him. So he could have easily just said, no, I'm not riding anymore. I'm on the holidays, but he's still riding through until the end of July. So, yeah, I think Maserati Bay, 440. Yes, he's given them a bit of weight, 4 kilos, but I just think he's going to be too good. 27 days between runs, no concern, especially out of this camp. And then when Mar and Eustace go to 2,000 metres plus, they are deadly.
It's a good call.
All right. Race 7, you want to have a look, Matty?
We'll have a look at the next race being race number 7 now. The key observations for me here, look, all runners are carrying 54 kilos except for one being the Goodwood winner. Group 1 winning Sartorial XL. Now, it's carrying 60 and a half. So carrying an extra 6.5 kilos, which is something you've definitely got to take into consideration. The 2 races, or the 2 form races, which we'll be looking at, is the one that Oceans Beyond won, and also Zach de Boss. Now, in terms of where I want to be with these runners, it's definitely going to be the outside gates. I don't want to be stuck on horses within the inside. Both of those 2 races, what we saw was last time, once they got onto the proper, just going up and down and really struggled to make ground. So in a really even race, it's going to come down to the tempo. And I can see this being a fairly blanket finish, and really I see the winner only winning by a small margin. A few that I did look at within this were Ocean Beyond. Now, if this was jumping from a wider barrier, I could have very easily had this on top. But from gate number 1, it's hard to make a strong case for it. So, unfortunately, it's one that I'm going to leave out, but also it's going to be one that I do look at moving forward. But from gate number 1, it's one that I'm going to have to leave out this time around. Sartorial Splendor. Now, John McNeil jumping on a huge tick. Wide gate will definitely suit this horse. It's going to go forward, and it and Sabato XL, they're probably going to be your 2 leaders. As a Sabato XL jumping from barrier number 4 into number 3 with scratching of Ashford Street. So you'll find that those 2 horses, there'll be some distance in between them, but they're going to be your leading 2. Sartorial Splendor, I see it leading for a long, long way, and it might only be over the last 100 metres that it actually gets done. So it's going to be in the running for a long way. Zach the Boss, look, loves the straight. Soft track won't be an issue. It will get cover and a really good toe to this race from where it's going to be jumping from. Barrier number 7 into 6. So I see it getting a really good toe into this race. Depending on if it goes to its inside with Crestana or whether it goes to its outside with Miss Albania. I think it'll get a really good run, and it's got a huge, huge chance of making it 3 from 3 this prep down the straight. When the one I've landed on, because I have found this race really quite even, is actually a $13 shot. And it's Fluorescent Star. So I liked its run when it ran 4th to Zach DeBoss. However, it came from barrier number 1. So in that race, I didn't give it much of a chance, but I did like how it stuck on and it ran through the line, even though from that part of the track, no one was actually making ground. So from a wider gate here, it'll really get its chance. And when I see Fluorescent Star at $13 as the one bet I want to be having within this race. It's not a multiple bet race because there are plenty of chances. But $13, it's going to be the one I see on top.
Yeah, interesting. I just picked up something here. It's a listed race, but it's basically a benchmark 90 field this. So Sabatev XL is a handicap rate of 108. That's 18 points above, and he's only got 6 kilos off these. So if you're a weights guy, this is one you go after, but I just don't think it's anywhere near that rating anymore. He's had a nice jump out since, but I can't recommend some poor runs. Your one, Fluorescent Star, interesting to note, back in the 16th of April, finished 2 lengths behind Juan Diva, who won the last at Eagle Farm last Saturday.
Indeed. Yeah, look, $5 a field, and it is very even when you do look at the times. A lot of these run around benchmark across this distance, so there's not a whole lot between them. Sabato XL obviously won the Goodwood last preparation, and that's one of the main reasons that it's got the handicap rating of 108. And if you watch the replay of that, it did get a little bit lucky. So I wonder if that rating should be as high as what it is, and whether that 6.5 kilos is going to play a role.
Yep, I 100% agree. The 2 that interest me, and I'll start with the biggest odds one here, is number 7, William Thomas. Last time down the straight 2 preps ago, which was only 12 months ago, was 1.3 and 0.4 off the astrologist. Now, they were huge figures those days, and those figures would be up to listed to Group 3 standard. If it brings those figures, it should smash that field. But is it anywhere near that from 12 months ago? That's why you're going to find out at 20s. I think if you hold out, you probably get 50s come race time. I'm going to have something small each way because I just wonder if he likes the straight. The track 8 starts for 5/3. So he might like it. So I'm eager to find out. Billy Eager might be the key for this. But the one I'm happy to have something on, Serious Suspect. I'm a sucker for this horse. He sucks me in every time, and he's going to do it again. Yes, he was $26 in the Golden Topaz, and with 300 to go, 200 and 100, he looked like he had enough, and it was like, yeah, that's the serious suspect we know. But then he ran through the line. So he really ran through, and he just kept going. So is he back to his best? And when he does that, he is back to his best. So at $5, I think you wait. You could get $8 come race time. Track and distance is good. 11 starts, 3 wins, and 3 placings. And yeah, I'm happy. Might play this a 3-bet strategy with yours, Matty, because yours is way overs and should not be starting anywhere near those odds.
That'll be interesting one. I'm not playing anything else. I'm just having the one bet because I do see, as we've mentioned, it is a very, very even race. All of my selections are out wide. I see that where the advantage in this race is going to be coming from. And I see Flemington and Star just being off pace to Sartorial Splendor and also Sabato XL. So I see that being the advantage within this race in a what's going to be, as I mentioned up front, probably a very, very close finish. Yep. So it is a quaddy leg, and unfortunately, you might need to include a couple that we have mentioned within this one. But who knows? Hopefully that we've got Dean Holland on board, and his wife's just had her 4th child. And as he said today, he definitely needs to pay for some more nappies. So he needs a few more winners.
He just needs to follow you on the punt, Matty, and he doesn't have to pay for them new nappies. They'll be coming for free.
He can definitely help us out this weekend.
Yeah, definitely. Special announcement here, guys. I've currently opened up my WhatsApp group for free. So if you want my tips and thoughts on daily races from Victoria meetings, then DM me to join. Or if you want more info, just DM me. It's all free, guys. You get my thoughts. You can ask any questions on any runners or races or any time. Plus, you can post your bets on to help the other community people out. I have a few sharp other punters on there, aka Matty and someone else are on there, and they're always helping the community out with plenty of winners. As I said, Matty's on there giving his thoughts on a Saturday if you ask him, but more importantly, get involved. You won't regret it. It's actually a lot of fun come Saturday time. It lights up, especially with spring not far around the corner. It's actually going to be a really good thread come shortly because I've added a few interesting characters now.
Well, it's a cracking crew, and as you mentioned, there are some really good tips that come through outside of even Saturdays throughout the week. You get a few absolute beauties.
Yeah, if you want to bet it like Townsville and far north and far east, there are plenty going around, and they're pretty good. Yeah, and a lot of them.
There's even a few cheats on seats.
Yeah, that's me after 6 stubbies on a Saturday, drowning my losses. Race 8, I'm going to preview the Winter Championship final over 1,600 metres. We've got the favourite here, Tuvalu, $3. Sir Davy, $6. Looks like Elvis, $7. Frankie Pino, $11. Mystery Shot, $13. $16 plus the rest. Interesting here. It's a really good addition, I thought, looking at it and deep diving. But one little talking point we have here is the speed map. It's a bit tricky to handle because you got Lloyd Williams here, 2 horses with number 1, especially Septine. Will it go forward and make this a genuine 1,600? Or will Lindsay Smith send number 3 too close to the sun forward? Well, he's normally a front runner, so he will roll forward, but will he stretch him out and set up a brutal tempo so then number 12, Tuvalu, can slot in from the wide barrier and get some cover behind the leaders from barrier 18? In saying that, I'm going to go with number 16, Mystery Shot. Take this horse 1x3 and you'll be collecting. Forget its last start. Jockey put his hand up and said he got it wrong from the first 200 metres. When he was sitting 5th, then he decided to find cover and ended up second last on the corner being held up. Then he hit the line nicely. So I'm happy to be there 1x3. I know a lot of you will be thinking, how does he turn the tables on Tuvalu? Well, here it is. Positive jockey change from Will Price to Blake McDougall. Barrier 6 can camp behind the leaders. And here's the stat that I'm hoping that Lindsay Smith or Blake McDougall are listening, so look me in the eyes and listen up, boys, because when this horse sits in top 5 and running, it runs its best races. 9 starts in running top 5 and running, and from 6 wins, and it's only had 6 career wins. So that tells me it likes to sit on pace. When it's lost in the top 5 in running, it's been 0.9, 0.6. So its best racing is top 5 in running. Don't do the wheel price and send it back. So, lads, send this horse forward. Give the owners, give the punters a bloody chance. And at $14, I can have something on here. No knocks on number 12, Tuvalu. I'm just worried he could be either 3 wide, no cover, or he has to do some work to get to the front or to find cover. If it lobs outside leader or cover without working, then yes, it wins. But I'm banking it needs to do some work from the outside barrier. Number 5 looked like Elvis, and number 7, Frankie Pino. I'm worried with their wide barriers. They might be giving the leaders a head start, but they'll be running home super hard. But how far back will they get is my worry. But their form has been really good. But I'm happy to be here. Mystery Shot, 1 by 3, $14 and $4 the place. Matty.
Interesting. I think it was last week or the week before we were chatting about Mystery Shot. I know I've had it in the black book for quite a long time, and we did say that it generally runs quite well at odds. So interesting stat there around running towards the front of the field. What was it again?
It's had 9 starts running top 5 in running for 6 wins, and it's only had 6 career wins.
Okay. So we know where to put it, and from barrier 6, there shouldn't be anything holding it back from being within that first 5.
No excuses. And last start, he looked to be sitting in a real good spot, and then I don't know what the jockey did, but he had a brain fade. Yeah, there's going to be pace up front, I feel. But then third to about 6th, there's going to be that gap. Does Tuvalu get it? Probably. But it's a, toss of the coin. Mystery Shot should be from 6, sitting 2 wide, keeping Tuvalu out working. I
don't disagree. As I said, I've watched this horse every start, and it does have a lot of talent. So at $14 and $5 a place, you're quite happy to find out. Look, Tuvalu, I think he's the rightful favourite within the race. $3 is within a largish field. It's going to be challenging to take $3. So outside of that, there's not a whole lot of depth within the race.
No, definitely not. If it looks like Elvis or Frankie Pino drew a barrier, they'd be definitely genuine chances, but I'm just worried how far back they'll get. Sepp Patine, he's a Group 1 runner over in Europe, Tats Gold Cup, Ascot Gold Cup, Goodwood Cup. Clearly won't be there to be winning. It'd be just going around like a trial, but rating 108, he's got to be respected. But there's not much. It's either Tuvalu or Mystery Shot, and I just feel Mystery Shot with the perfect run. Fingers crossed that he'll give us a shout. 1 by 3.
Like it. Good win.
All right, around the grounds, Matty, you want to kick things off?
Let's kick things off. Look, I was going to go race 6 and maybe go again at Pesto, but I think you might be right that it's potentially come to the end of its campaign. So I'm really, really keen on Maserati Bay as a result of that. So I'm not actually going to have Pesto as one of my around the grounds, and I'll be jumping on Maserati Bay as well. So we're going to head up to the sunny coast, and race 6 we're going to be going with London Banker.
Did you say Wanker?
absolutely. All the bankers out there know who they are. It was an absolutely outstanding run on the rails last start. And it also, the Don DeVille, it will be the other favourite within the race. And race prior, it beat it home. You're talking 9th and 11th, but it's going to be interesting to see how this race plays out. From a wide gate, London Banker is going to need to get back and potentially goes back to last. I wouldn't like to see it get back to last. I think it needs to sit a little bit closer, but it's definitely got the speed and it's definitely got the times to be winning this race. Ladon DeVee, if you like that, I won't talk you about out of that either. I think it's very much a two-horse race from a class perspective. Race number 6 here.
Race 8?
Race 7, I think it is.
Oh, 7, yep.
Race 7, we'll be going with Battleton. So draws exceptionally well here with Nash on board. Kiss Some form holds up exceptionally well here. And there isn't a Kiss Some within this race. It's not a deep race. So I see Battleton being very much in the finish and being exceptionally tough to beat. So Worm, just 2 around the grounds for me this week, both at the sunny coast. Race 6, London Banker. Race 7, Battleton.
Beautiful. I'm going to head to Geelong tomorrow. So you Thursday night listeners and Friday morning listeners, Geelong race 2, number 9. Illusion. I'll say that is it. I probably butchered it again. It's $1.01 chance that, but has had a name change since its first start. We tipped this. It was called Winners Bet on start 1. And no knock on start 1. Just got beaten by a good horse. I feel it's an easier race now for it. Its jump outs before were fantastic. It's $1.85 at the moment, so take it because it could start $1.50. And if that's too short for you, just put it in a few multis and it will be saluting. That is race 2, number 9 at Geelong. And we're going to hit new heights again here, punters. We're going to another interesting part of the Aussie country. We're going up to Darwin. Race 8, number 1, Flying Start. It's had 2 starts and has been huge. It always sits 5 lengths off the second last horse and it rockets home. If this was in Melbourne and it was doing this in Melbourne, social media would light this up and the jockey would be outed for life. But it's New Zealand, it's Northern Territory racing, and it's okay to do it. We'll probably be giving second last a head start, but it will be good enough to win. No markets at the moment. It should be around the 250 mark, but I reckon it will win. Black book this horse because it could be winning the Darwin Cup in August. That is race 8, number 1, Flying Start. It did race in Melbourne under Lloyd Kennywell, so if you can get a chance, jump on the NT Horse Racing website, have a look and find it because it is absolutely astonishing what this horse can do and what the jockey does at around the 400-metre mark. Yeah. So we'll kick the multi. I'll kick things off here. I'm going to throw Mystery Shot in the place. I'm going to throw Geelong in at the line, minus 66 points against North Melbourne. Matty, what are you going to chuck in?
We'll chuck Battleton in for the win and also Fluorescent Star for the place.
Wow, that comes to 61-68. I'm not copping another 3-leg multi here. We're due.
No, absolutely not. We only bet on these outright, so there is no 3 legs.
There's no 3 legs. That should be our saying in this. No 3 legs. Pineapple of the week. It's Matty. It's yours.
Good to have it back, and we'll be heading up towards the sunny coast. Race 7, number 2, Battleton, around about 250 at the moment. I do feel it's got an advantage in this race. The Kiss Some form was really quite exceptional. It battled on quite well. William, you called it out. I don't think Nash had his best day on this horse when it came up against Kiss Some last race. So fingers crossed he's got his tactics right here, and I see it saluting for us.
Yeah, it was interesting when we were talking pre-production that we watched its last run and the round in the straight, you could not have more on it. He had it in one of the best vice grips, and then when he asked it to go, Kinsum went straight past it, and yeah, clearly wasn't the best ride. Shouldn't have held it up for that long and should have got going on the corner. Interesting that a lot of punters might not know this, that it ran in the Coolmore last year, beaten only 4 lengths to Home Affairs, and we know how he went over in England. He went super.
Oh well, that'll give the punters a lot of confidence with our pineapple this week.
Well, he did finish alongside Artorias, so you can take something out of that. I think 230 is absolute stealing, especially what we've deep dived into. So, yep, well found, Matty. Pineapple, Battleton, race 7, Sunshine Coast. Anything else to add, mate?
No, mate. Yeah, look, finals day at Flemington. So, interesting day. There's some really good races. And I think as we previewed, those later races are definitely where I'll be focusing my attention.
Yep. And yeah, as we said, guys, DM me if you want to be part of the WhatsApp group. Get my final thoughts, get Matty's thoughts, get other bets around the grounds. You even head up to Darwin with me if you join the WhatsApp group, and you'll get a good price. So, yep, DM me to get involved, guys. And yeah, that's all. Hope you all have a winning weekend. More importantly, we hope we get a winning weekend. And thanks for joining us again, Matty.
Cheers, Wayne.
And we'll sign off with our favourite guy.
I'm not a good person, but it just goes to show that good things do happen to bad people. So anyone out there who's up against the wall, fucking stick to it. Every cent you got, your rent, your electricity bill, if you're going to buy your missus a ring, don't fucking do it. Keep punting. Keep fucking punting.